Hey guys, welcome back to Chatter That Matters.
Chatter That Matters.
Woo! Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. Thanks for stopping by and spending an evening with us tonight. We've got some two panel members here that I'm excited to talk some business matters with. We got to talk business, guys. Stuff's getting out of hand out here in this collecting world. We got to talk business. Straighten this shit out. Steve, what's going on, man?
It's going, man. It's getting hot as crap here, so I am getting my tan on, but it's hot as crap.
Hot over there?
Yep.
Just put the hose, put the sprinkler.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
No?
It just steams. Steams up.
That sucks. Turn up the AC and stay inside. That's it.
That's what I did.
Good to see you, buddy. We got Cash. How you doing, man?
I need a ring light.
Jeez. Amazon. All right, man. Glad you guys can join. Let me get through the chat. We're going to start talking some business. We got Knight stopping by saying, hope it's not too bad since I still have 4 pre-orders with spec, but let's hear it. Wow, surprisingly, we got Ark stopping by. This is a shocker. It's funny when I unsubscribed, YouTube doesn't recommend your channel. See, Ark, you can unsubscribe. I let you in the chat still. I'm not like over there on Sunday where, you got to subscribe to use the chat. Here, everybody's welcome, man. No cults over here. We got Tukathri stopping by. Good to see you, buddy. Bob Dylan. Edwin. Who else we have here? The nice guy. We got Mikey Donuts. Hell yeah. What's going on, Donuts? Terry. Terry stayed awake. You'd love to see it, Terry. How's it going, buddy? Piggy's Picks. How's it going, Piggy? Hope you're doing well. We got Sam. Who else we have here? Jason M. What's going on, Jason? And Just Some Bum. What's going on? Cheers, brother. Dennis. Always good to see you, man. FBJ. Happy Thursday. Late night. King Dingaling. Man, full house tonight. Carl. What's going on, guys? All right, guys. Let's go. What's going on, Cram? Last in the door. So let's talk. Man, it's like this hobby's going crazy. Let's talk some business stuff. There's been a couple of things this week that's kickstarted some good conversation. I think some back and forth pong in the statue groups and figure groups, for that matter. Kicking off with earlier this week, I had discussed Iconic Studios, which was a 6-scale company run by Andrew. Really nice guy. He had put out a statement last year, fairly new company to the 6-scale world, and he had put out a statement stating that their business, the way it was going to be run, not to get too repetitive, but the way his business was going to run, no reissues and pre-order windows. They were going to have pre-order windows, and you were only going to be able to pre-order during that window. Once it's closed, that's it. It's closed, sold out. And then we find out later, recently, an item went up for order back in, I want to say, May, and just recently they're reopening the window. It's like, what's going on there? Kind of like InArt. InArt did the same thing. Again, that's a whole other controversy. Was it InArt? Was it the distributors? Back and forth. That was one case that started to snowball in the community. Then today, thanks to Brian over at in our Joker, and this is something that I wanted to discuss in regards to kind of like customer service and where do we go from here? What should we expect from companies when we're pre-ordering from them? I'll read the email quickly. It just says, update from the In Our Joker. I hope you got, dear collector, I hope you're doing great. We wanted to give you a quick update on your In Our Joker figure, and most importantly, give you a massive thank you for your incredible patience and support. The In Our Joker was our first endeavor into the 1/6 scale, into the world of 1/6 scale, and to say we learned a lot is an understatement. I do realize we're here to get them. I think there's a misspell there. I don't know what happened. But we are happy to say we are currently getting these shipped out to you now. While there are many causes for the delays, the main reason is that we have always imported everything via container, shipped to the USA, and then shipped from your California warehouse, our California warehouse. We generally prefer this method as the items we usually ship are generally 6 to 10 times the size of a 6 scale figure. However, based on your feedback, some nice and not so nice, no hard feelings, we will start shipping in-art figures direct from China. While we are hesitant to do this at first, we realize now it's definitely the best way to ship out 6 scale figures going forward. We also want to double box them, and we are glad to have found a warehouse in China that has agreed to do this before the shipping out and so forth. Thanks for being with us on the journey. We may be newbies in the 1/6 figure world, but with your support, we're determined to keep supplying the community with the best collectibles we can find. If you have any questions, and then it gives you the information and so forth to the spec. What do you guys think about that? So, in art, I think beginning of the year, Joker, we're supposed to be getting our Jokers. I ordered mine from 1/6 Kit. Shout out to Kit. Unbelievable service there. Quick, you get your invoice, boom, it was good on time. Queue system, very organized. There's a queue system. I think it was a little bit late. I don't know, but there's a queue system. You have your number, and he sends out an email saying these are the next numbers. We're going very organized. You know when it's your turn. But now we're waiting what was it, March? I think this was announced to be released first quarter of this year, second quarter at most. But this is way late now. People sitting, waiting, not getting responses. We finally get a response. What do you guys think about customer service wise? How this looks in the community?
I think it looks horrible, man. From my perspective, like I've ordered the Ryu from Iconics.
Yeah.
Like you said, queued up, communication, and I even got a discount code using the one of the codes, and I was like, boom, got ordered. I was surprised when I got here, not because like when I ordered it, I didn't even order like the quickest shipping or whatever. I just ordered it and just got here sooner than I thought it would. But this whole thing with InArt is just, or with Spec Fiction and InArt and the Joker, like I keep hearing like more negative than positive, especially like being new to the 1/6 world. It's just like people are not, they don't even have them yet. It's like absurd. Or like when they ask for updates, they're not getting updates. They're getting the runaround. They're like, hey, they're getting this email basically, they're like, the runaround, like, we're still waiting on blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing for me is like, if there's no communication, my business doesn't go there,
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, I wouldn't recommend people like that are still, because like you're waiting already, like 6 months, 5 months, whatever it is. And it's just, the money's already paid. Like Spec Fiction has your money, like 6 months interest free, and they still have your money. And they're still telling you your shipment is still on its way. It's like, all right, man, I could only take so much,
And it's fine. Things get late. That's not the thing. That's not the point. The thing is, things get late. Things are delayed. Things happen in the world. Mm-hmm. For me, it's how you deal with it, right?
It's the communication.
It's the communication. It's the customer service. I've had things late and things get broken down. And there's companies out there like Collector's Own Marcos. He's great with. He's, I think, one of the best when it comes to communication, in my opinion. If something's late, he'll say, he'll reach out to you. He's active in the Facebook groups. He's active in the community, does the YouTube channel. What I think here is it's fine to be late sometimes. It's how you handle it and how you communicate with the customer, which is good. And this stream is by all means not to be necessarily negative. It's constructive criticism that's not only going to be mentioned on Spec, it's going to be, I have some comments from some other companies. I'm not going to lie, the majority is Spec, but I do have comments. This was open to more, this was open to the community, not specifically just Spec. But I did reach out to Spec, and I reached out to Todd directly, to be frank, because we were doing the stream tonight, and I wanted to be respectful and give enough time, because I know if I reached out to Spec this afternoon, I don't think I would get the answer that I wanted by the stream, and I wanted to give him a chance to kind of give his say in the matter. And I had asked, so I just came out and simply asked. I said, I'll pull up the conversation. You give me a second. I had asked him, do you, what's the what's the recourse now? So if I'm a collector, say, I said, in regards to your in-art figures, your in-art situation, if I'm a collector who has a Joker on order, and it's delayed this far, am I able to get my NRD back? Because now you're in a sticky situation, right? Let's be frank. You got in-art, which was a good, fairly priced, which was a well-priced figure. Like, it was up there. And then now you got Hot Toys putting out a Joker. And, people are talking and this and that. And when something's this late, you get your excitement dwindles. Let's be real. So I wanted to reach out to him. I wanted to say, hey, what's going on now with the situation? If I have a Joker on order, it's this late, and I reach out to you, am I able to get my NRD back? And I want to.
I guess before responding really quick, what would be your expectation for that? Yes
100%,
or no? Or,
100%.
Yeah. You expect a yes from Spec Fiction to
For me
return your
personally?
NRD? Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. For sure.
Or not just from Spec, but from any company.
Everybody. Not just Spec. Let's make that clear. From anyone I order from. If I'm placing an order, I'm waiting this long and it's delayed, I'm placing this order, it says Q4, whatever. Q2, whatever. Just like Sideshow does, right? And it's delayed, I think I should be able to get my NRD back. Especially for customers who, I believe when Spec had put this up, right from the beginning, there was a discount if you paid in full. Imagine paying in full almost $1,000 and waiting this long.
Yeah.
So
That's why I brought that up. But like cash, what do you think, really quick? Sorry, John.
yeah,
to
no,
cut you
please
off,
keep yeah.
What do you think?
So just to backpedal to the beginning, are yourselves as well as collectors saying that they view this more as a manufacturer, I guess, which would be in art situation from the jump, or are we saying that this is more of the distributor, whether that would be, for example, Spec or Sideshow or whoever? Not saying that this figure specifically, but just in general, is that what collectors are getting at? They think it's more or less from who they're directly buying versus who's making the collectible.
On my end, I've asked this question in my group, and it's mostly on the distributor side. Like everyone understands, like everyone at least that let me know understands that there's going to be delays from the manufacturer because they themselves, tell us. But when it comes to the distributor, for the most part, they all said they're not getting communication on that. At least for what I've asked around when I asked around.
Okay, gotcha. Now I can say from a personal experience, and it's not the exact same, so I want to be clear on that. And before I do say something, I'm not trying to dismiss anybody's personal experience. I'm not telling you who to shop with or who not to shop with. Just from my personal experience, something kind of similar did happen with the Iron Kite Studios Wolverine bust, as well as the Iron Kite Studios Deadpool bust. It was a really cool bust. A lot of people wanted this figure because you were getting the whole claw. Then with Deadpool, you're getting the whole, the gun. So it was just like this statue that wasn't going to be made anywhere else, and the price point was amazing. So I hopped on that. I know another collector, Fatal the Collector, he hopped on it, and obviously a couple more people that I don't know. We did end up finding out that the collectible, for whatever reason, we didn't get an answer from Iron Kite. They canceled the collectible. After we found out that they canceled the collectible, and they didn't tell anybody. And Iron Kite is notorious for not speaking up and saying, hey, we're doing this, we're not doing this. So at that point, on that side, Spec didn't know about that information there. When we finally did find out that information through Spec, we were given the option to basically say, hey, this isn't going anymore. You can get you a full refund, whether it was just the NRD or whether it was NRD plus the rest of the figure. You can put it to something else. For example, for myself, I just put my funds towards Venom Arise, and that's the reason why I'm able to have the XM Venom Arise basically paid off, so I can get that. I don't know what Fatal did with his Iron Kite, but that's just another situation where the actual manufacturer didn't communicate as good. I know it's not exactly the same, but I'm just giving my experience in the
Yeah,
closest
definitely.
scenario that I have with spec fiction directly.
From what I say here, it says the main reasons in this scenario is that we have always imported everything via container, shipped to the USA, and then shipped from our California warehouse. We generally prefer this method as the items we usually ship are generally 6 to 10 times the size of a 1/6 figure. However, so it seems it's something based on their shipment process. But regardless, I don't think he can buy directly from the manufacturer Queen, regardless, because this product's not licensed in the U.S.
Yeah, I have no idea when it comes to licensing. I mean, maybe the chat knows because like I don't know what spec could sell, what they can't sell, or how they get it, but whatever. I'm sure the chat knows, or one of you guys probably knows.
So
Like,
yeah, so
yeah.
it's a
Really quick, Cash. What was your thought? What's your thoughts on NRDs? Do you think they should?
NRDs are kind of dicey, you know. I do wish that NRDs were refundable, especially when you're not, even if you're not asking for a refund, if it's kind of like, hey, can I get a credit to put it towards, you know, another collectible? You know, I've done a bunch of business with Sideshow, and recently I was told, hey, you can't get an NRD. And it's like, dude, I'm literally gonna buy something else from you. So it's not like I'm not, and they're gonna just turn around and sell that statue to another collector. So they're actually not losing out on money. But again, I do understand rules are rules. I just kind of wish there was some sort of like tier system, like, hey, you're a level tier 5 member where you purchase from us a lot, so we're gonna go ahead and, you know, work with you in this scenario. But I do think collectors should have that expectation of like, it is called non-refundable for a reason. I don't personally agree with it myself, but again, I try to understand the business aspect, I guess.
I guess
I yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
I guess more in the sense of like it gets delayed on spec
Exactly.
fiction or the whatever distributor it is, it gets delayed on their end. Like let's say another distributor gets delayed,
Like
would
Sideshow
you-
does.
like Sideshow, yeah, like Sideshow gets delayed. Would you expect to have an NRD returned, or would you just wait
But,
around?
but no, bare minimum at that point, I would want at least store credit. Like
Yeah,
bare minimum,
even
that's what I
that.
would want.
Even
Yeah.
that, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I understand, like you guys are saying, I do understand things are going to happen. I would just want a company to work with me enough to where it's like, hey, I'm not saying I'm not going to purchase from you again. I'm just simply saying that I want to put that, you know, Joker to Batman now. But then again, on the flip side, there are other collectors who it may leave a nasty taste in their mouth where they're like, hey, you know what? This was my first experience. I actually don't want to come back. So on that side, that's where the business part gets kind of dicier. I don't know if I'm qualified to answer it more than my opinion. And far as the containers, I think honestly the best person to answer that would be somebody, for example, like you do know, John, would be Dilber. As far as the containers, in terms of like how does that work? You know what I mean?
Precisely. Well, Dilber, anybody that really is in the business of doing this, can answer that. Even Todd. Todd can come out and say, hey, this is what's happened. You get an email, but come out and, you know, address the issues at hand. I never see that happen. That's the difference between some of the companies I see out there. I see tons of complaints, good and bad, but you see a lot of bad feedback and so forth, and you don't necessarily see someone coming to the mic to explain it, besides a minion or a follower, right?
Yeah.
To come to the defense, to be frank. But let me get back to the point of the situation with the InArt situation. So I reached out to Todd directly because I kind of thought, hey, I'm going to reach out to him on Facebook as opposed to email the business. I've done it before, never been a problem. I've messaged him in regards to the Superman hush that he had on his site for $3,500. He was able to quote me the price and everything, do business via Messenger. It wasn't a problem. When I had messaged him today in regards to this, unfortunately, it seemed to be a problem. I had messaged him and said, hey, I know this is your situation with InArt. If I'm a customer, you know, just to get information. If I'm a customer and I have a Joker on order, and it's this late, am I able to get my non-refundable deposit? And of course, his answer was, if I had a Joker on order? I said, of course not, I don't. I said, I don't personally. I'm asking for a few community members, and as a general customer service question. I got the response, okay, you can tell them to message me or contact customer service. We'll help them out. We sent an email earlier as well, which I believe is this email that I read. I had asked if this was the email, I didn't get confirmation. And then I went on to say, so as of right now, you don't want it publicly known whether or not you will refund NRDs. You rather have each community member message you privately. And then he went on to say, this is a private message on my personal account, which is completely understandable. Again, just because I had messaged him about some statues on his site privately like this, it was never an issue. So I thought we were on that common ground. Clearly not. So I definitely understand. And it is understandable. It is a private message. So that's understandable for sure. He had said we send information out to people that have the item on order via email. So what else was said here? So essentially, it was, he had told me, I had asked him in regards to this NRD, and the response was, I said, no problem. I'll be sure to mention to the community that anyone who has a Joker on order with you to message you through your business email for a resolution process. And his end comment was thanks. So that being said, I would say that if you guys are wanting to get more information as to whether you can receive an NRD back or your money back due to this delay, I would recommend messaging Todd directly, and that contact information would be info@specfictionshop.com. That's the customer support. Again, that's info@specfictionshop.com, and phone number is 1-800-674-8136. So I would say that's where that gets hung up. So again, yeah, I personally, for me, I think at this stage it's delayed to this extent. Sideshow does it, and NRD should be at least offered.
Okay, so I think I understand you now. I wasn't, like I said earlier, I wasn't privy to the situation with this specific figure, but it's kind of like ordering the Daniel Bell Joker. If they delay it for whatever reason, they'll say, "Hey guys, we can award you your NRD back."
Precisely.
Okay, so I think I follow you. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I would want any company to do that for me. And like I said, I do feel like certain level of customer service will bring.
So Cash
What
is
happened? Did you
freezing
freeze?
up a
They
little
froze?
bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
he mentioned it in the chat.
I just in the email saying that they're noobs to 1.6. I don't really think that's an excuse. Spec's been in the game since before anybody really, and that kind of stuff should be known. Shipping customs, shipping all different scales, customs, unlicensed, licensed, whatever. He has experience with it. So this is constructive criticism. The goal here is everyone to succeed, and there's collectors out there that haven't heard back in regards to their customer into issues they have with customer service, and we're here to discuss it. That's what we're going to be here to discuss.
Positive and negative.
Positive and negative. Oh, but definitely, There's definitely positive for sure.
But like really quick on the chat, Smilex is like mentioning a ton of stuff that he's had issues with. It's perfectly fine to like voice your concerns like here in the groups, anywhere you like. But something I would advise you guys to do, like from experience, is if you comment in a certain group and like if you comment in whatever group and you feel that you're being bashed or you feel like your comment's gonna get deleted, it's happened to me where my constructive criticism has been deleted, and then right after I get banned, like all of a sudden.
Same here. Removed from the group totally.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
So luckily,
With no explanation. You love to see it.
Luckily for me, I honestly screenshot everything that was going on, like what I replied with and everything like that, right? But with this whole like issue with InArt or with your Joker, Smilex, I would say email them, just like John was saying, email them at that email, tell them what the situation is, and definitely follow up. It being in that spec fiction group, our group, I emailed them. I'm just gonna give you guys a follow up and let you guys know what's gonna go on, and then go from there.
And keep a paper trail.
Yeah, that's what I hate to say this, but that's what I have to do now if I leave some type of criticism anywhere, because getting banned and getting my stuff deleted for like putting up my specific experience is blasphemy. It's horrible, man. You can't be deleting comments or like people's opinions on stuff. It's like what type of
The problem is it's well, we're gonna get to. I'm gonna put the email info@specfictionshop.com. I want to give Smilex just a little bit of because we'll get into some feedback that was left on the Facebook groups. But kicking off with Smilex had said, you go through this quickly. I've been waiting 2.5 years for my quarter scale Joker from Spec. I asked for a refund and they said no. I then asked if they would apply my NRD to another existing order I already have, and they said no. He goes on to say, basically, I'm stuck with a statue I don't want. That's very unfortunate. You just leave it. It just leaves a bad taste in the mouth. That's all. It just leaves a bad taste in the mouth. Did you want to go through some comments, Steve, that you had on the Facebook group, and then I can go through some as well?
Yeah, I'll read a couple, but like I'll read the rest throughout the whole stream. But like,
Sure.
I'm gonna read from top to bottom, to be honest. So, Cram from the group said, "I haven't had a negative experience with spec fiction, but their shipping times have been insanely slow lately." So that's one of the guys. The other guy said, "I bought a $4,500 bus from them. No updates without me having to send multiple emails. They wanted full pay in April, so I paid the full amount. Now it's July, and they say end of August, hopefully, in quotations. This isn't a $500 statue, still a lot of money. I expect a lot more communication when buying something this expensive. They are my last resort at the moment." Ray says, "They definitely give preferential treatment to statue tubers. Was dismissed immediately when I made a request that would have made them money in a purchase that day. That's why Marcos is my go-to now." And I could read this other one, but this other one's really long.
Yeah, do what you need to do, buddy. If you want to, it's up to you.
Okay, so it says, I had a terrible experience with spec fiction when they shipped my Devastator statue. I just moved to Virginia from Oklahoma. I updated my address in their site and chatted with them to confirm they had the correct shipping address. What happened next? And he goes through this whole list saying, I checked with UPS, I called spec, I checked tracking, called spec. It's basically going back and forth of like, updating, because he's moving at the time. So he's trying to update his address. He gets confirmation from spec that he's updated the address on their end. So there's nothing to worry about. The statue never arrives. It arrives in Oklahoma. So he tries to have it rerouted. And these boxes supposedly come in containers, those big ass crate boxes. And, shipping is going to cost a ton. So he's like, I don't want to pay this extra amount. So just have it shipped here. One box gets shipped to Virginia. The other box gets shipped to Oklahoma. And
Wow.
yeah, so it's a miscommunication, most likely. But like at the end of it, he says, I've had some positive experiences with spec, and my wish is for them to be successful as it benefits everyone.
For sure.
They do need to get their act together regarding communication and shipping out inventory thoroughly. So, let's see. I'll read the rest a little bit later, but that's 3 comments, positive, negative, and people that left comments behind. And some people reached out to me privately saying like, I don't want to comment on this because I don't want my order to get messed up. And I was like, that's not good, man. Like you can't be hiding because you're scared to get your order messed up if you bring it up or something. But to the people that commented and had the time to like reply back, I appreciate you guys for listing out your experience, it being positive or negative. So definitely big thank you to you guys.
Exactly. And sorry, go ahead, Cash.
No, I was just agreeing, like saying yep.
See, what hurts me the most is, this isn't necessary, like, this isn't supposed to be malicious. Again, the goal here is to provide feedback so that we can, spec can be the best they can be. And not only spec, but it's all companies. This is open to all companies. They can take that feedback and be the best that they can be. And we can collect what we love, and everybody can be happy. Sunshine and rainbows, right? That's what we want. I don't want to have to worry I have to worry about pricing, shipping, everything else already, and the increase of everything in life. I don't want to have to worry about the company that I'm ordering from as well. What hurts me the most is some comments where people start just attacking each other, right? A comment that I read that was left on Facebook in regards to the situation seems fine. Too many people are butthurt. People in the hobby that don't get stuff fast enough and throw adult tantrums. Just another opportunity to jump on spec bashing bandwagon. That seems like the cool thing to do nowadays. Honestly, I think the comments that have been left, there's facts, there's photos. I'm going to show you a photo as well of just, these are honest situations that the collector need to be rectified. This is not customer service. This is not how a company should be operating, in my opinion. To refer, I was personally said that I'm doing this kind of stuff and collecting these comments because I'm trying to herd the noob collection, the noob collectors in the community. We're referring to people as noob collectors. Technically, spec is a noob as well. They refer to themselves as newbies in the 6 scale area. Why are we attacking each other, man? What's the purpose of attacking each other? We're trying to get this shit fixed. I'm not telling you don't go buy from spec. I'm saying, spec, wake the fuck up and get your shit together so we can buy from you, man. So we can buy from you. The point here is to build and be successful here. I'm not saying don't go buy from him. Don't go buy from this person, that person. Never once have I said that. The point here is to move forward and be successful. Why people have to start attacking each other, block each other from groups like cowards? You're a coward. You block someone from a group for having an opinion, you're a coward. End of story. That's it. Whether you want to come out publicly and say who you are or not, you're a coward. For sharing an opinion. That's it.
I definitely agree with you, man. Like, open discussion, it being like, I mean, like, everyone has their opinion, right? Like, everyone has an opinion. But, like, when you start deleting and all that kind of stuff, it's like, where's the truth in all that stuff, Like, the truth gets lost. But one big thing for me is, like, I want to make sure, like, people understand, at least from my end, that concerns have been brought up to me, to John, and to whoever, to, like, where, like, they can't voice their opinions because they're scared to lose that
it's a flash mob. It's not even spec. It's not even spec. It's the problem is not spec, and this is why I break up kind of spec and Todd, because I've had interactions with Todd that have been positive. It's just, you can be a good person and a bad business owner, or not necessarily a bad business owner, but someone who needs help. I think it's help. Maybe he's overwhelmed, right? So that's why I separate the two. I separate the two for that benefit, right? Just like when he goes on other streams, they separate the spec from the Todd. You don't really hear them talk too much about spec. It's more Todd,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So, that's what I do. But and that's just it. And then you have people who attack because, look, you're given an opinion. It's an opinion. It's an experience. No one's here lying or being malicious. Cameron had a good experience. Hey guys, thanks for the dialogue. I've had some great experiences with Todd and Spec. Also experienced the crazy delays and communication opportunities and so forth. And I think he goes on to mention, I can keep going. He says, collecting for over a decade and being in import biz, I think we underestimate the sheer growth of manufacturers and statues and the craziness of the shipping world. Most definitely. I don't remember being so concerned about deliveries before the pandemic. Heck, even manufacturers like Prime show a statue in one event and they don't hear about it for 24 months. Appreciate the convo. Hate to think this kind of thing is impacting folks desire to collect.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So one quick thing too is like I wanted to add to what I was saying. Like it's impacting like it shouldn't impact your fellow collectors. Like it should be a conversation, open discussion, to where like hey, this guy had a bad experience. Let's hear this guy out. Not just say this company is the best. They would never do that to anybody. I'm gonna like ignore, delete, block your message because
Exactly.
you had a bad experience. I don't believe you or I don't trust you. It's like, what?
No, you're getting blocked because you're giving customer service feedback to a company. And don't get me wrong, I haven't ordered from Spec, but I have people who approach me because I opened up the floodgate. I said, hey, if you have a problem, come talk to me and we'll broadcast it because this needs to be out there. This needs to be out there because, hey, guess what? There are new collectors. And in this channel, I stand for the new collectors. I stand for the old collectors. I don't give a shit what kind of collector you are, but you have a voice here, right? Because if I have a new collector come in and this person, this company, whether Spec or this company or that, is being broadcasted on shows and hey, giveaway here and order from here and this and that over here, and it's spec or cosmic, and the service isn't there, yeah, I'm gonna mention it as a new collector. Just like we do with fraudsters, right? It's the same thing. That shit follows you. And that's just how it's gonna be. Here on this channel, you don't gotta to stay tuned to this channel. That's fine. I'm gonna stay true to myself. I'm gonna stay true to the people who watch the show. I don't care if you block me. If you don't block me, you think you're blocking me on your Facebook. I don't care. It means I'm doing something right if I'm getting blocked, in my opinion. Let me see any other comments here.
So,
What do you think, Cash?
if I could kind of piggyback to what casual had said, or
For sure.
the comments had said rather. Actually, real quick, John, you said that just for the people out, said that you do yourself have a order with Spec Fiction. Is that
I
right?
do not. No, sir.
Oh, you,
I don't.
okay.
No, sir.
So casual with those comments, as I don't, I'm trying to get back more into doing the channel now, just having a little bit more time. So I don't consider myself like a YouTuber as before, but I guess you could say that. And as some people do know, I have orders from Spec myself, you know what I mean? And there is the Cash 10 link that does work with Spec Fiction. So just to come from that perspective as well. And again, whenever I do throw it out there, I never tell anybody, hey, this is where you have to buy or not, because I do believe everybody has to have their own experiences and everybody does have to purchase from where they feel comfortable with, because at the end of the day, making money is tough, man. So spend your money where you feel most comfortable at and where you feel you are getting the best service from. But with that being said,
I've heard you say that numerous times, man. So yeah.
Yeah. Because I just believe, like, that's your money and I'm never gonna tell you where to buy from. But I can honestly say, like, I've never gotten any preferable treatment, or I've never been told, oh, hey, I can go ahead and cancel this because I know you, or because of this. There has been, an instance where I did want to get something canceled. And with that being said, I got the same treatment as John Doe did get, in terms of, hey, this is our policy. This is what we can do. We're not saying we're going to keep your money, but we can swap it over to another piece, or et cetera, et cetera. So I just want to clear that side up. But with that being said, I do understand the frustration in terms of having to wait so long. And I think what everything is boiling back down to is one word: it's miscommunication and just wanting a little bit more information. Yep. But the only question that I have, and this isn't to be kind of like controversy or anything, is just like, are we as collectors wanting the experience that we get from one shop to be the same that we get from the next shop? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, are we kind of saying like, hey, I expect more from Vitamin Water because it costs more versus, Dasani or whatever brand that's a little bit cheaper. And I don't feel that customer service should be based on the price, because at the end of the day, these are the same stores that we're buying from, whether it's a $100 art print or a $1,500 statue. So the service should be the same, because that person may buy multiple type of collectibles. Like, I buy art prints and I buy statues. They cost different things, but I want the same service no matter what I am purchasing.
Yeah. At least for me, I feel like my expectations for any distributor or anybody that I'm handing over $500, $1,200 $3,400 to take care of my order in a timely manner and with like communication. That's my like low expectations, minimum expectations. But when they go and send me tracking numbers, they keep me informed, hey, this has been delayed because of this and that. That's like, standard. But when they go above and beyond where it's like communication, like I don't expect that from everybody, but at least the minimum for me. Like I want that communication to be part of the whole experience. Like I want that. Sorry.
So on the communication. Sorry, John.
Appreciate you late night. Appreciate the support, brother, with the super chat. Thanks, man.
So to ask you, John, as well as the chat, and this is strictly a business question.
For sure.
What is the honest, like, what is the appropriate customer service communication time frame that you guys think? And I'm not talking about like you're live, like, on a chat where you have the customer service speaking directly to you, but like, hey, my stuff got lost in transit, or hey, I'm looking for a refund, whatever it may be. What is appropriate to you from a business?
To what is like a response time?
Yeah, like you hit them up with an inquiry regarding
3
your
days
order.
minimum. 3 days max, in my opinion.
I would agree. I personally, for me, I'd say 24 to 48 hours, something like
3
that.
3 days max. And I'm gonna get to some comments where it's months. That's ridiculous.
Would you take the excuse? I heard this in one of the comments in one of the groups. Would you take the excuse that this
No.
distributor only has 3 people working for him or
No.
her?
No.
Cash. Would you take
That
the excuse?
well,
You're saying would I find that that's acceptable, basically?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I feel like every company is going to start off on the ground level, and they got to work their way up. So it's kind of like what you're getting into, I would say.
Exactly.
and it's
Basically,
sorry,
basically prioritizing, like, hey, I need one person to do this, this, and this, and then we're going to handle logistics or whatever it may be. So I think it's just more like miscommunication is more.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If the prices aren't discounted to if the prices of the product are not discounted to reflect only having 3 employees, then the service shouldn't be discounted.
Sorry. That was good.
Appreciate you again, late night. X-Men exclusives. Anthony, hope you're doing well, brother. Stopping by. A good positive comment here. Look, see if being real, 100%. Every collector has good or bad experience. He's bought over 20 X-Men statues from Spec. Never had one issue. Fantastic. There you go. That's a positive experience. Fantastic. I wanted to mention something because I know Keesis left a message on Facebook in regards to a concern. He had said, so what I really think is another issue is, again, I was alluding to, is it's not necessarily like, I know Spec has some issues to get through when it comes to communication and so forth, but it's honestly like this defense group of people that think they need to, like the 300 Spartans, be at war with anybody that brings up an issue. And I think that's where the real problem lies. Is people are afraid to mention, because then you have community members put their back up, because community members think that people are attacking a friend and not a business. First of all, it's not an attack. It's a feedback. And it's not towards the person, or it shouldn't be towards the person. I don't read every comment online. It's towards the business and its practices and how it can be better. It's one thing to come out and say, this is shit, and not give an explanation how it can be better. But people are coming out and saying, hey, it could be better this way. That is free advice. Companies pay money to people to come behind the scenes and observe how their business is operating. And we're doing it for free and still getting backlash. I don't understand what world we're living in. But regardless, Keesis had a comment here I wanted to bring up. He wanted us to mention. He says, to be fair, I pay a lot of money. I expect updates on why my statue or hot toy isn't here. Or I want my statue in a decent time. Spec isn't a custom group. I put this on the same scale as Modu cases with their ridiculous wait time. Even they smartened up. They really picked up their business and tightened up on that wait time. That's a company, as an example, that took feedback and ramped up a factory and started putting things together quickly. Mm-hmm. Can't ask your customers to pay all this money and change more than product's actual price depending on where you live and just say you'll send their purchases wherever. And what hurt is the response to that. The response didn't come from Spec. Hey, I'm sorry that you're going through this. We'll try to be better. The response is from a fellow community member, and it's who just sends random updates. Man, you guys are crazy. This comment screams, I'm entitled. And again, even Zach from Collecting Weekly, everyone knows Zach. Come on, guys. Updates for delays are standard business practices. What are you guys talking about? 100%. You need an update. I don't give a shit about anything else. If there's a delay, that's a mandatory update. Mandatory.
I agree, man. It's like, come on, we're living in the age where like I could send you a message in 10 different platforms.
D-Rock.
We're not the old timers where like, I'll send you an update in 3 or 5 days because, I got to type this email, blah, blah. It's like, no, like there's a whole social media team out there for different companies. There's a whole different like group for like replying to these type of things. Like, no, like we get it together. Like get it together is basically what I'm trying to say.
Let me get to one more comment that I wanted, and this was an actual customer concern, and I'm actually hoping by broadcasting this. So this was a customer concern that was put forward to Spec, and it got to a certain level where that just communication died. There's no communication. So I'm hoping that by me putting this on there, this is going to bring light to it, and that hopefully a representative from Spec can reach out to this gentleman because this is craziness. This is crazy. So I'll show some pictures here quickly, and I'll read as I go along. So this is the information that I got. Where is it here? Hold on. Here we go. So this is from a gentleman by the name of John. And he ordered this statue. This is an anime statue. Buck, don't get too excited. Everyone's sitting down. Wow, come on. We can have some humor there. But anyways, this was an anime statue. And this is how it arrived to the customer.
Okay, who's this from? And this is to the
So this is
customer?
purchased from Spec. The customer's name is John.
Okay.
This is how it arrived. In pieces, right? You see.
That's reasonable.
You can see that there, right?
You can glue that.
Yeah, okay, funny. Right? A lot of damage.
Oh, Ryu? Oh, F that. I love
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
character.
it's Ryu, yeah.
No.
So,
This is a
significant
nice piece,
damage.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, we won't get there yet. Significant damage.
It happened, right? To a lot, like
Of course.
a lot of us. It happens, but let's see what let's see what
Exactly.
happens.
It's like I always say, a business is not determined on how it doesn't determine the success on everyday business that goes well. It's when something goes wrong, how it reacts. That's how a business stands out. That's how it arrived.
Big Bretta says this was a easy fix. Just need some putty.
Hey, Big Brett is here? No, where is he?
Yeah.
Yo, Big Brett, man.
Easy
Hope you're
fix.
doing well. Fucking love that guy.
That's
He shared some photos. Not to sidetrack here. He shared some photos of in art figures on display. Holy shit, man. We're gonna talk about them.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, so here we'll go back here. Not to make light of the situation. That's how it arrived, damaged. Okay, they contacted Spec Fiction. They replace it. The guy waited 3-4 months, man, to get the replacement. Kept quiet. 3-4 months to get the replacement. Gets the replacement back. That dragon base that we saw, that purple part, was in good shape. But the replacement Ryu arrived with this issue. A broken peg. The main piece that attaches, or the key that attaches to the base. At this point, they're in discussion. John's in discussion with Todd. Todd goes ahead and said it'd be better to just ship it to a fixer that he knows in Miami. Why wasn't that the course of action the first time? But regardless, ship it to the fixer in Miami instead of trying to ship him another replacement Ryu. He asked John for the dimensions and the weight of the package, and said that he would send him a shipping label. I emailed him back with the info, with all the details, and he's never got a reply back from Spec. I tried emailing another 3 more times and just got frustrated and gave up on it. Now, this is a $1,300 to $1,400 statue to give up on. And the kicker is the last email that he sent was April 12th.
2023.
Yes.
Okay.
Todd asked for the dimensions March 8th. He sent them the dimensions and emailed 2-3 times. So this is from March 8th. From March 8th to today, there's no response. That's unacceptable. That's
I
unacceptable.
remember this guy.
Can you imagine being the collector? Hey, shit happens, man. We know shit happens. You order a piece, comes broken. But to reach out to the company that you got it from, and for them to come back and say, send me the information, and I've waited since March, another 3 months, 4 months, it's unacceptable in my opinion.
Really quick, I'm gonna read a couple comments. Okay.
Go ahead. Yep. Wait, before you do, sorry. So I would ask on behalf of John. He's already done the course of action. I would like to do a follow up with John. I know this episode will get to Todd's ears. I will personally send it to him. All right, I'll confirm that I send it to him. I'd like a course of action for this collector. And this is another thing where doesn't matter if you're a new collector or old collector. This should be treated as if you're in the hobby a year or 10 years, you're a paying customer.
Literally a paying customer.
It doesn't matter if I'm
paid for it. Yeah.
Paid for it, right? Paid for it. So I'm going to message this after this show is done. I will message this directly to Todd. I'd like this rectified for John, and John will follow up. I will follow up with John to get this rectified because it needs to be.
Paper trail, please.
That's it.
Please. Yep. Not to make light of the situation, but like these comments while you were reading that stuff made me laugh so hard inside. Luke said, "A good anime statue is broken. Is a broken statue."
Wow.
John, I'm so sorry. Not you, John, but the John.
No, he's a cool guy. He'll. You need to make light of it. The guy gave up. That's $1,300, Steve.
I know.
What?
I remember this guy mentioning this, like when we had the episode about experiences with distributors, and I thought he got this rectified after like mentioning this. Like, still, this is crazy.
Oh well. You had some comments to go through as well.
Yeah. So that one made me laugh, and then another one which was Jaden said, "A bathroom piece." If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. What's going on, Jaden?
Nah, but Cash, what do you think of the situation that John is going through with this Prime 1? Is it Prime 1? I think it's Prime 1.
I don't know.
No, that wasn't Prime 1.
That one I don't know.
That was the right.
I could find out, but I don't think so.
It was like the translucent dragon, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Okay.
First of all, excellent piece. So I can already see you're probably very excited for that. And as a Street Fighter person myself, I can definitely see that. Is the unfortunate thing? Two things. Is number one, it wasn't able to be rectified based on what he's saying, and then also just giving up. You know what I mean? I would, just like John said, I would definitely, the other John, I would definitely urge you to not give up on that. I mean, you don't want to like just accept a broken piece. So I mean, if there's anything that can be done in this situation, definitely reach out again and get some sort of resolution for this. Whatever that resolution may be, don't give up. I mean, everybody's received a broken statue, whether it's buying from aftermarket friend or a company, and I wouldn't recommend anybody to give up. I know things may be frustrating. It sounds like your personal experiences may have been in this instance, but definitely don't give up. I mean, if it's me personally, I'm definitely going to try to, get this rectified, because not even about the money part, just and I can, on another end, I can kind of see giving up from that human element. It's like, you're so excited for this awesome piece, and, you get it again and then it's broken again. So, I mean, I can definitely get it, but don't give up, man.
He doesn't have to give up, because John The everyday protector is gone.
Oh my god!
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
Where's Rashid?
I
Oh
know.
my god. Anyways, but I'm kidding. But okay.
But see, this is one instance of where John could have posted this on the spec fiction group. I'm sure he did. I'm not like, I hope he did, but then also posted it in one of our groups. Let other collectors or see your experience and see what they recommend, because when people start, when they start like posting, like they start keeping it to themselves, like, and it doesn't get anywhere, it's time to start sharing with the community. It's freaking.
Yo, we got
crazy.
another one. Ramon stopping by. Haven't seen you forever, brother. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
What's up, Ramon? Razor.
I remember those good old days, like with the clips.
Yeah.
Anyways, you had a few more. Do you think that
Those
was
were
it?
the
I
ones
don't know.
that, yeah, those were the ones that made me laugh like crazy, but I was trying to hold it together.
But from what people left on Facebook and YouTube, was that pretty much the? I know there was a lot of comments left, so if we don't necessarily get to every one of them, my
Hey guys,
apologies. But
hey guys, do you mind if I say one last thing? I actually gotta dip out for a movie, but do you mind if I just say one last thing?
yes, sir, of course.
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys for having me. Just wanted to join in and give my 2 cents from my personal experience, and I thought it would be nice for me to say what my experiences are buying as a customer, as well as somebody who does have a link, definitely with spec fiction. Um, you know, Again, I've said this multiple times throughout the stream, as well as anytime I do make a video. Definitely don't feel pressure to purchase from anywhere. Everybody has to make that determination from themselves. When I was a new collector coming in, the first thing you do hear about is Sideshow. Sideshow could be equated to in America or Walmart. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There are other smaller chain stores such as Kroger's, Baker's, et cetera, but you don't really learn about those until, hey, casual, like, what is this a good place? Hey, John, is this a good place? So like,
Yeah.
people do need to know where, just from other people's experiences, you know what I mean? But sometimes you have to take that leap of faith for yourself and see, is this the right place for you to purchase? Or, hey, is it not the right place for purchase? In the comment section, somebody did mention, hey, I feel comfortable purchasing from spec if the item is in stock. And if it's in stock, I'll go ahead and make the purchase. And then if it's not in stock, I'll go ahead and wait. But even if something is in stock, I do just want to say, if you don't feel comfortable, by all means, don't feel that you have to purchase from them. And also don't take away from the stream that, I shouldn't purchase from them either, because you have to make that determination
100%.
from yourself based on the company and, the collectible and stuff like that. But I just want to tell you guys, thanks for having me, so I can give my personal 2 cents. Everybody out there in the crowd, in the chat, you guys have a good one. About to go see some Insidious, baby.
Have fun, brother.
Cash in your life. Get some cash.
Get some cash. Yeah, that's right.
Good seeing you, Cash.
I had a joke, but being married, I can't say the joke no more. Damn it.
Yeah, that's it. Messenger,
Put it in
messenger.
a private message.
Private message. Appreciate you, buddy. Always good to see you. Yeah, Cab had left a message as well. I don't want to keep, I think we've given some good feedback. I have one for actually Cosmic Chase that someone left as well. You don't have any others, right?
I have some, but like I could read them off really quick. It shouldn't take
Yeah,
too
if you
long.
want. Big Silva's here. What's going on? See another. Hey everyone, I like Todd. No complaints on my end.
Big
That's
Silva?
amazing to hear. What's going on, buddy?
Let's see. I think I left off on this one. So Elliot says, personally, my experience hasn't been bad or too bad in comparison to others. I will say, email into them and talk about your orders, whether it be QC issues or payment issues or canceling. Definitely can be more professional. There were times where I would message to them a huge email being very specific to my problem that I was having with a statue, and they would respond in a very short one-sentence response. It almost felt very impersonal and just not professional, because a lot of times their response was so short, it wouldn't be very helpful. However, that was a long time ago. Since then, I haven't had issues, and it seems like their customer service has gotten better-ish. still isn't perfect in comparison to Sideshow, and Sideshow I think is top tier in my personal opinion. But I still do order stuff from them. I never really cancel my stuff, but I'm buying stuff from them. I usually go all in and purchase that statue or figure.
I'll intercept. I'll do one, and then if you want to go vice versa.
Yeah, that's what.
The thing was, and I think that's important too to note is like comparing company as well. I don't think it would be even fair to compare Spec necessarily to Sideshow, because Sideshow is a gargantuous machine, business machine, and
They have 6 people working for them.
they completely have their own thing going. So I don't expect that kind of experience, although it would be fantastic to have. I think that's a lot to ask right now. Let's do baby steps first. Jimmy James says never ordering with them again, them being Spec. And Kisa said, for my XM Doomsday, I paid in full, waited months for it to be released. Once released, Spec told me I didn't make the first batch, so I was patient for about another 3 months of constant messaging, both Todd and Spec. I finally got the piece shipped, and that's just because I wouldn't accept any excuse and wanted what I paid for. Spec is not a custom group. Stop comparing the two. That's all I have for my end right now.
Okay. So I have another one that says, I'll leave what I hope is an unbiased comment, but I've been buying from Todd since 2017. In the beginning, he was always fast to respond, sometimes even calling me personally after I put in an offer on a statue. He was always quick to ship as well. Fast forward to around the start of COVID, and I definitely noticed a decline in customer support response time. However, this is still on him to fix. I think his business just grew faster than he expected. I've experienced similar issues such as a delayed response and delayed shipping times that other folks mentioned here. To be fair though, he has always delivered. Also, I had one piece arrive damaged from him. He responded fairly fast and gave me reasonable options: return it, send it off free of charge for professional repair, or a partial refund. I believe he can get the proper staffing and returning his customer support to pre-COVID levels, there wouldn't be any discussions like this. On a side note, due to the decline in customer support, I've sent some of my business to Cosmic Chase. However, my experience there hasn't been any better, if I'm being completely honest. I think some patience is open, honest, constructive dialogue with the collectors and these companies is what is really needed.
That's good timing. I'll give you one from Cosmic Chase. Joseph actually had sent this to me. He reached out and sent this to me. He said, "Hey, John, I'm going to share my experience with Cosmic Chase Collectibles. I placed a pre-order with them February 2022. This is the first in-hand production video for Rhino I can find, which was March 2022. So for XM Rhino, it was on a payment plan, and the last payment was in October of 2022. A few months later, March of 2023, I asked for an update on the order and received no response. In June 2023, I submitted a request to cancel my order. That got their attention. They said that they cannot give a full refund for an item that is ready to ship. I said, perfect. Please send me the shipping invoice. Long story short, after a few emails, it took over 2 weeks for them to ship it after I told them they couldn't give me a full refund because it was ready to ship. I was never worried about the piece because I still think Cosmic Chase is a reputable company, but I was turned off by the lack of communication. I feel that my order was an afterthought and that they just told me it was ready to ship to give them time to actually get it in because they screwed up. And I paid full price to a company I won't purchase from ever again because I didn't want any backlash or to be blacklisted from anywhere else. That was Joseph, and that's from Cosmic Chase. So, that's it.
One thing I want to take away from that is the way he, I guess he led up to being blacklisted. Like, that's what I don't want in any of the groups. Like,
Nope.
if you guys have something to say it there. Of course, be like, respectful and everything. Don't be like calling people names and stuff like that, disrespectful or anything. But when you're out of line, you're. I feel like one of the admins will come to you and like talk to you about it. Do not blacklist people, or don't feel like you're going to be blacklisted for sharing your your experience or if you have a certain opinion on something. But like also like I said this earlier, if you have a bad experience, a good experience, whatever, feel free to share that because keeping it to yourself is honestly not going to get you so too far.
Listen, what I want to mention and kind of a takeaway from this is new collector, old collector. I said it 10 times here. You're welcome in the Everyday Collector Facebook group and the Casual Nerds Facebook group. You get blacklisted from another Facebook group, I can tell you right now, as long as you're respectful, truthful, and you're there to enjoy the hobby with fellow collectors, that the doors to those groups, I can guarantee you, will always be open. Because what I can't stand here the most is that you have a community of people who, Cash has even gone through it when he first came into the community, with where he was scammed out of funds. Like, you have a community of people who are experiencing things that aren't right, and instead of working together as a community, there's this stigma that the business is being attacked, and these people are being silenced, and it's complete stupidity. It's stupidity. So it gets to the point where people have to take the reins and do shit like this to get it out there. And I hope this opens a floodgate. And I hope that every distributor shits themselves when they ship an item. And they're on top of their game. And they're treating each customer like it's their last customer. With value. Because that's how we should be treated. Sideshow does it. I know they're a big company. But damn right, you're going to take our responses, realistic, 1 to 3 days, with a smile. No more sugarcoating. No more blocking from groups, guys. Guys, that's some petty shit. I'm going to tell you that. I want to address that because I've been quiet about that. If you know you block someone from a group for sharing an experience, and I've lost friends. Let's get that straight. I've lost friends because of this. Or people who I thought were friends. Turns out to be rats is what they turn out to be. But I've lost friends over this shit. And let me tell you something. As long as you're being respectful, right? As long as you're being respectful and truthful, you should not keep your mouth shut. You know, people want to kick you out of, let them kick you out of the groups. I say if they're kicking you out of the groups, you're doing something right. If you're being truthful and respectful, speaking from the heart and experience, and you have nothing to hide, you don't belong in that group. You can find a group that values, find a group and a business that values you. Okay? And this isn't to get subscribers or more people to the group. I don't play that kind of bullshit. This
Like,
is
comment,
to
subscribe.
yeah.
like-
you don't even have to subscribe if you don't want.
Yeah.
Just know that this is a safe spot. This chat's I'm not going to turn on my chat. You need to be subscribed to the channel. What the fuzz is that? What the heck is that? You got to be subscribed to the channel to chat on my chat. You're welcome here. You want to have a debate on the you're welcome to come here and bring up valid points, but there will be respect. There will be respect for everybody who watches this show or anything on my channel, our channel, and there will be respect in the Facebook group. That's where you get kicked. Is if you're disrespectful to myself or anybody in this community. That's where that's my 2 cents. Take it with a grain of salt. I want to leave this, and I'll give it to Steve to mention, to do his final closing. But if we could take one thing away from this, all this feedback, yeah, it was overly negative. But the only thing you can do now is turn it to positive if you want. So what I ask is that, Spec, Todd, whoever from that end is listening to this, it's not an attack. You're going to still have your followers. You're going to still make your money, right? You're going to still, because I personally don't feel like you're screwing over the big guys. You're screwing over the little guys, my opinion, right? You're going to still make your money, but please, guys like John, that I showcased his issue, that you haven't messaged him since March, and reach out to the guy, man. The guy goes to work for his money. In the climate that we're in this world, we try to enjoy this hobby, and this guy has to worry about losing $1,400 on a product like that because of an issue like that. Come on, man. Just put the big boy shorts on, address these issues. I don't personally mean any disrespect by this stream, but this had to happen. And again, it's not specifically Spec. We've mentioned other companies here as well that need to wake up. So that's just that's my rant, guys. Steve, please.
I love reading the comments. I always love reading comments. Our boy Darth Rashid showed up.
Oh,
He said,
Rashid.
"Yeah," he said, "I use my aggressive feeling. I let the hate flow
Sorry,
through."
man. You have a hate one. I gotta come up with one now.
You have to.
I have to.
What's up, Rashid? What's
going
up,
on,
just
Rashid?
some bum? What's up, everybody?
Everybody, Jaden, what's going on, Jaden?
So I like bringing these conversations outside our circles, right? To my coworkers, to close friends, and whatever. So I brought it up to a friend of mine, and she was like, "So what's going on in the statue world?" There's always something going on, right? So I told her everything, and then like she heard me out. She's like, "Okay, Steve, so let's reverse this. If you're the distributor, no, like let's reverse this." And I was like, if I was a distributor, like I answered automatically. So I was like, if I was a distributor, I'll try to do the best. You know, if people were telling me communication was my fault, I'd work on my communication. She was like, you're not listening. Let's say you give you give me 12. How much was that statue?
11 to 13, I think.
Okay, let's say $1,300.
Yeah.
And I hold on to your $1,300, and I go into my warehouse, buy a bunch of drinks for everybody, have a good time, and post it on my Facebook, post it on my Instagram, whatever. What are you going to think about that? I was like, I don't think I'm hoping that's not my money, you know? And she goes like, it is your money because that money that you gave to me, it's, you know, it's for business, everything, but it's, you know, it's your money basically, you know? And now you're seeing me enjoy your money. And now I'm going to give you the excuse of, you won't see that thing in 6 to 8 months while I'm here partying. And I'm going to keep giving you excuse over excuse. And I was like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. But anyways, like you were saying, have, you know, this is an open forum for everybody. This is everybody. Like, I hate when people start calling each other old collectors, OG collectors, new collectors. It's, if you're an old collector, OG
Noobs.
collector.
I heard noob today. What the fuck?
No. If you're an OG collector, old collector, tell us the answer, man. Like, stop trying to like act like you're superior to us in whatever way. Like, I really know I shouldn't, like, they keep telling me not to use this word, but I hate that. OG collector, new collector, old collector. It's, you guys should know better, so you guys should be the ones informing us. You know, if we're new collectors or noob collectors, we're here doing your job. It's kind of like pitiful, to be honest. But like, I don't know. I do like that you had this stream, and I do like that this has always been open doors. Your channel, you, Rashid, everybody. You know, everyone's been great friends, great fellow collectors. It's those one-offs where, like, I'll say this, like, no disrespect or anything, but the OG collectors, some collectors that a lot of people know, and a lot of people that trust, they've unfriended me, they kicked me out, and it's just surprising to me, you know? And I don't talk about exactly who it is or what it is, because it's a waste of time. I have my like true circle here, you know?
For sure.
My circle, your circle, Kash's circle, Rashid's circle. We have good circles. Like, I'm not going to waste my time on that anymore. But it's just...
You get blocked from someone you almost talk to on a daily basis. Not only talk to on a daily basis, you shout out on the shows. You think has a friendship, you have a friendship with.
Yeah, I shouted out these people when...
Savages.
Like, yeah.
Animals don't even do that to themselves.
So, like, hopefully this is... I know they're lurking. They're lurking
Oh,
back there.
82 people watching. How many people in the chat? Are you fucking kidding? This thing's on...
They're lurking, but I swear, like, I want an apology from the person that offended me. That's all I gotta say to that guy. Until I get that apology, I'm not talking
sure.
to you, whatever. But John, big thank you to you for having this.
No, man, come on. We did the same on your channel. The thing, it is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope you guys in the chat and everyone hears us out for a little bit. We're not. It sounded like a lot of bashing, but it's honestly a lot of experiences from fellow collectors. And like, I guess, opinions that we have on certain subjects. And this is from experience, you know, like we've dealt with this before and now we're just letting it all out. So, and to be honest, I would love to have a follow up on this, like
I would
2 weeks or whatever.
I'm here to do it.
Follow up.
Ant sent him the link, spec the link. I'm gonna send it as well, regardless, as I said, and we'll see how this goes. And I'll stay in check with John, and see. And there's so many others. That's what hurts. Is, you know, at least we're making a difference starting with one, but there's so many others. So I hope this, with you, Steve, with Cash, with everybody else. Like I don't want this to be malintent. What this is supposed to be is, I hope this kind of opens the doors to, it's safe to speak within the community, your opinions. But guys, it's a fine line. We got to remember, it's a fine line between giving an opinion and being respectful. That respect always has to be there. Even if you're upset, emotional, the respect always has to be there. It's okay to debate. Debate is healthy. But the respect, you got to have respect. It can't be fuck this, or this guy sucks, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, share your experiences. The end goal is what you suffered to make the next person have a better experience. You've already moved on. Let's make the next person make the difference there. That's it. Yep. And I respect, guys. For me, I know there was a mention some channels there. The only one I'll pull out from that group is Rad Titan, Alex and Geo. Alex is in my group, same as Geo. Never had an issue with those guys. Those guys are good in my book. I'm in their group. Share the shows. The other little thing I want to mention is that I think is a big thing in the community, and maybe we're ranting, but I'm just going to say it quickly, is the stigma with sharing our links to our show, man.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking zonked. As to, we're sharing the links of our show as we're spamming groups. Mm-hmm. It's not we're trying to grow as a community to say, hey, Steve on Tuesday has his statue show. Come hang out if you have nothing to do. John has his on Friday. Cash has his here. We're not trying to grow the community. It's we're being selfish and spamming. That's selfish, man. And the worst part is when you get ignorance. When you get approval from the admins, you get listen to me. You're not just posting in any groups. You're getting approval from the admins to post. And there's backlash saying you're spamming. God damn, man. This fucking shit, man. It's like high school.
Yeah, it's funny, like like Rat Titan has been surprisingly like a very opening forum for me. It's cool because like these guys are like 2,000, 3,000 miles away and they're like open. When I have people down the street like close the doors on me, I'm just like, what? Like, what's going on here? Like, it's preposterous. But like, man,
this is a great question. Can you say you're respectful bashing a company? Did you see bashing? I didn't hear anybody say here, don't shop here. I heard 2 collectors, 3 collectors, and a whack ton of comments on Facebook and social media with bad experiences. I didn't say, nobody here said F this person or don't shop here. I think that's really respectful.
That's cool. But like, I don't know, man. Like, we'll figure, like, I think, honestly, we figured this out in a certain way where like we're having fun with it, and if you want to hate all day, you know, keep it.
Do it in your
there.
group.
Yeah,
do it on your show. Keep it there.
Keep your circle small while, like, you know, all of us have fun. Like, you guys might be having fun, but it's obvious like you're not. But have fun.
What's going on, Marcos Collector Zone? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, so I think we can call it here. You good?
Like, comment, subscribe, and no kidding. No, man, big shout out to everyone like that joins the Tuesday shows, the Friday shows, the Wednesday shows, all the shows, you know, like it's all supposed to be fun and every day is supposed to be fun. So like have fun with it. If you guys have any questions or if you guys have any concerns, reach out, put it on the groups, and then definitely like don't be scared to like get blocked or blacklisted by us. So have fun.
Come on, Ant. Ant's saying, does anyone feel Spec is bashed? Because I know Todd works with his best to all his thousands of clients, and be respectful, guys, to companies and collectors. Otherwise, be a bitter little bee.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for having this, and definitely, if you don't follow up, I'll follow up.
Support constructive outrage. Fuck.
What time? At what time?
What time? What time? What day? Wednesdays at 9. Is that it? 9, right?
I think so.
All right, guys. We'll call it here. There will definitely be a follow up. Stay safe. Happy collecting, and the key in this hobby. What is it, Steve? Collect responsibly. You were supposed to say it with me.
I know. It's fun, you know.
All the best. Thanks to everyone who was in the chat today, and everyone who left us a comment, guys. See you tomorrow on the club. Don't forget, giveaway tomorrow. I put out a video with all the deets. So go get it. Take it easy, guys.
This is how we do. We make a move and act the fool while we up in the club. This is how we do. Nobody do it like we do it, so show us some love. This is how we